Welcome to the Kiddush Hashem Honor Roll. We are going to be focusing on different brachot and specifically Asher Yatzar.
This bracha is about thanking Hashem that our body works.
If you think about it, Hashem created the body with so many different parts that all need to work together.
Arteries, heart, lungs, veins, liver, kidneys, esophagus, large intestines, which are actually small, and small intestines, which are actually large.
Bronchial tube, capillary, stomach, gallbladder, bladder, colon, appendix, tonsils, brains, and so much more.
When we eat and drink, it is an incredible journey the food goes. It's amazing how the body can sort out the good and the bad.
Asher Yatzar gives us the ability to say this bracha every time we go to the bathroom and thank Hashem that our body works.
Let's take a closer look at what this bracha means.
Asher Yatzar talks about how Hashem created our body in such a way that there are many openings and closings. If one of these openings were to close, or vice versa, our bodies would not work properly.
Everything started out great. It was a regular, healthy birth on a Tuesday afternoon. That night, Mr. Furno went home with his other 3 kids. Wednesday, he came back to the hospital to be with his wife and baby girl Furno. But over the next 8 hours, things went from great to not so great. Baby girl Furno wasn't eating. She was instead throwing up green bile. Several tests and scans revealed that she had a blockage in her intestines that was not clearing by itself. The doctors said she had to go to the pediatric ICU. Unfortunately, the hospital that they were at did not have one. So, at around 24 hours old, baby girl Furno went on a helicopter to the Georgetown Hospital. Mr. and Mrs. Furno followed the helicopter in their car. While they were doing so, they passed Rebbitzin and Rabbi Singer. During the time at the hospital, Rabbi Singer and Mr. Furno were talking. Rabbi Singer wisely was asking about what happened. Rabbi Singer then asked if Mr. Furno was regularly saying Asher Yatzar after going to the bathroom. Mr. Furno replied that he has not been. Rabbi Singer then mentioned in a soft, quiet way that Mr. Furno should probably start to say Asher Yatzar. That night, Mr. Furno decided that he was going to start saying Asher Yatzar after going to the bathroom. He hoped that would help baby girl Furno be healthier and become a healthy baby. Mr. and Mrs. Furno were davening quietly by baby girl's Furno in hope of that she would have a complete healing. Doctors originally intended for them to have to operate on the baby, but then they decided on Friday that they would not have to. Mr. Furno went home to his 3 other kids for over Shabbos, while Mrs. Furno and the baby girl would stay at the hospital. All of Shabbos, Mr. Furno did not really have any answers of what was happening with his baby. When Shabbos ended, Mrs. Furno called with good news. They had learned, the doctors told them, that their baby is fine and healthy, Baruch Hashem, and that they were able to go home that night. Fast forward 12 years. The baby girl, now known as Elia, is now a complete healthy Baruch Hashem. And Mr. Furno now still says Asher Yatzar to this day, in the thanking of Hashem for making Asher Yatzar save his baby girl's life.
I wonder what would happen if our bodies didn't work perfectly.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hi, I'm Gabrielle Fine. I'm in 8th grade, and I have type 1 diabetes. So I have type 1 diabetes, also known as juvenile diabetes, which is a autoimmune disease, which means that my body one day decided that it just didn't want to make insulin anymore. So I went for my 10-year-old checkup, and I had a urine test, and they found something called ketones, which is what happens when your body breaks down fat instead of sugar. And when they say, like, you need to eat food, you need energy, it can't happen without your body getting insulin. So the sugar just stays in your bloodstream, and then eventually you pee it out because it has nowhere to go, and this means that you have diabetes. I would say the most difficult part of my disease is people making assumptions about it, because a lot of people assume type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, or that oh, you had too many cupcakes, so you have diabetes, which is not how it works. So type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune disease, which I explain later, which is your body just decides that it wants to stop making insulin. Type 2 diabetes is that it's like your body doesn't recognize the insulin cell. I think the majority of my life has changed since I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. I have to think about more like what I eat, my activity. If I'm even just like playing gym class, I'll have to lower my insulin rate so I won't have a low blood sugar. Or most of you know that when I'm low, I could be cranky and upset and I'll have to have juice. And like my siblings can say that when my blood sugar is high, I get really, really mad at them and I'll flip out on them. You could ask Zachary. Completely. So, I mean, I look at other people with other diseases and you think things could be harder and they could also be easier. Now that I have diabetes, I realize how complicated my body can be and that your body is made up of thousands of different parts and pieces, and that if one of them doesn't work, it can affect a lot, and if they do all work, it's amazing. I would say to try and consider just your body works and how your body is an amazing machine, and that you're so fortunate that your body does work perfectly. Even if you get a scrape or cut, it will heal, and that your body is just a great place and that it works so perfectly.
Hi, I'm Rachel Schoen. I am 14 years old and I'm in 8th grade. And I have type 1 diabetes. Diabetes is caused when your pancreas decides not to produce any more insulin, so you kind of are on your own with that. And you have to either have an insulin pump or take insulin shots. And it's kind of like having to do everything yourself instead of your body doing it for you. When I was 8, my mom noticed that I started looking different and I was starting to get side effects of something she didn't know. So she looked up on Google and a few things popped up, including diabetes. So she called my doctor and he diagnosed me. I think it's just being different from other kids, like going out and they're eating like candy and all that stuff when I'm really limited to a lot of foods. Because if we eat candy, then our blood sugar will go up and you won't feel well. Pretty much everything, because literally my lifestyle has shifted from having anything I want without having to check my blood sugar till having to check your blood sugar, giving yourself for insulin, correcting yourself if your blood sugar is high, eating something if your blood sugar is low. Yeah. I think I appreciate more that about my body is that because diabetes plays a big effect on your arms and legs if you don't treat it well, which can make you paralyzed. That I think you should say it, because for the kids who have perfectly fine everything, they should still thank Hashem because they're perfect. They have nothing to worry about. Yatzar, because obviously they're doing well.
I'm Devere Savag and I'm in 8th grade. I have autoimmune hepatitis. It's a liver disease. So basically it means that the cells inside my body are fighting themselves, and it attacked my liver while they were fighting. So I was at this hospital and then they thought that I had the flu, but I didn't. And then one doctor was actually pretty smart and was like, we're gonna take you to this other hospital, which helps you for this liver thing because you have a liver disease. Missing school, having to take a lot of medicine. I've probably matured as a person. Yes, because I am a lot more cautious about my body and what goes in and what goes out. I took it for granted and I didn't see how much I should appreciate it. And Hashem is amazing and special, and you should say Asher Yatzar.
Asher Yatzar is a great way to thank Hashem for everything He does, from helping you walk to learn to do anything you want.
And Asher Yatzar gives you an opportunity to thank God for your body and your amazing opportunities you have with it.